Hello, this is Purple Rosa, and in this housing ideas and tips video, I am continuing on and showing you fireplaces I have made out of the Elsweyr furniture style. Compared to the other four I did previously, which were smaller and made more for walls, these fireplaces I've done some bigger looking ones, which are more grand and for a bigger room or a focal point of a room. And I have also two that I have did which you can put in the center of a room. So this is the first one that I put together, and I have this central one here which is a bit smaller but for the center of a room. Then I did a round type one over there, and lastly I have a wall one over there which is also kind of round. So first up I'll show you this bigger fireplace that I have made. I did make this one look more decorative than the other ones because the bare stone look that I used with this one just made the fireplace look kind of plain and bare, so I just jazzed it up a bit. So for this fireplace I have used the Elsweyr bookshelves. I know it might seem weird to use bookshelves, but as you can see when I turn it around, the back is just flat stone. And yeah, the side is stone. And because this fireplace is near a wall, you put the books towards the wall, and yeah, it makes a big and interesting looking fireplace. And yeah, it fits nicely against the wall. Well, I know the Hall of the Lunar Champion doesn't have flat walls, so I've just made it work, kind of, but you'll make it perfect yourself. So I'll just move these decorative pieces that I put on out the way and show you what the fireplace looks like just bare. As you can see, looks kind of boring now. So yeah, I've used about 6 of the bookcases. The Elsweyr bookshelf, sorry, just for the stonework on the back here, and I do like the design that it has around here. Same with the top there. It does jazz up the fireplace a bit. So yeah, I've used about 6 of these. So I have one on the bottom where you put your fire logs, and as you can see, the books are underneath there, and when you sink it into the floor, it's just like a stone platform where you put your fire logs. I did use 2 of the fire logs, just because it's a bigger fireplace and you can fit that there. And for the backing, because as you know the Lunar House doesn't have flat walls, I just put it's the Elsweyr floor masonry, as it has this decorative side, or the brick work side, which fits well. And yeah, 6 of the bookshelves. So I have one on this side. I've kind of overlapped these 2 there, and yeah, I have the one on that side, and I did it like that because I like the design being on the bottom there. So this one I have put upside down because otherwise that design there is on the top, whereas I wanted it on the bottom there. Same with this side. And yeah, with this one where you put the fire logs, you can even, if you want to, have it so because it curves up a bit like that, you can have it like that with your fire logs, but I liked it better like that because it has this design around it which fits more with the design going up there with the other bookshelves I've used. So yeah, then for the chimney, kind of, I guess, with this fireplace, I have used 3 more of the bookshelves, the Elsweyr bookshelves, and yeah, I've left these how they were because I want that design curved bit at the top there, and yeah, with the bottom bit there it does fit nicely. So that's all I've used for that fireplace. With the design, if you want to copy it, I will put those items back. So I used these Khajiit statues. They are an achievement furniture item. These ones I just added because with how I've stuck the bottom bit where you put the fire logs out a bit, I thought it would look nice to have some statues on the side there, so I added those in. I actually, before I put them there, I did try them like sticking out a bit on the top here, but it did look weird because they did stick out a bit there. But if you want to do them like that, you can add like a stone shelf or something there just to make it fit. But I do like them on the side there. And yeah, because this fireplace does look rather bland and plain, you don't have to do it exactly how I had it. You can add any other banner or tapestry or your trophy heads or whatever you want. But yes, I also used the Elsweyr room dividers. So these ones are craftable in-game, and as you can see, they are really nice and really decorative, and I just love the design on these. So this idea, I don't know how I came about it. I was just looking at furniture items I could use just to decorate this fireplace a bit more, and I saw these and I thought they'd be great. So I put one on this side because of how these room dividers are curved. I found that it worked well just to have the central panel showing, because the side panels you can hide in the stonework there. And I did the same on that side. But for the top one here, I wanted it to stick out. And yeah, it could be like hanging on the wall. And yeah, it does look nice. Or you can do what I did with these and sink it in like that. But it still looks nice, but I do like how I have it like that because it just, yeah, as I said, makes it look more decorative and grand. And yeah, it still looks a bit plain on the sides here, so I added some of the Elsweyr half rugs, which, sorry, I'll just place them back so I can show you what they are. They are the Elsweyr half rug sand flowers. I chose these ones because they are a half round rug, but with the Elsweyr style, if you want to continue the Elsweyr style with this fireplace, but you don't have to. There's other round type carpets you can use, but this one's a bit big. But yeah, continuing with the Elsweyr style, yes, you have the rug that I used. You don't have to use a round rug, sorry, a half round rug. You can just use some of these other ones if you want to, as they're small and they would fit on this side. Maybe not that one because it's a bit bigger, but this one might fit. But overall I do like the round rugs on this side because the red colour on them just makes the fireplace pop, and like it's where your eye is drawn to if you were to enter a room. The amount of item slots that it uses though is about 8 of your item slots, but that's just including the bookcases and the fire logs. To jazz it up and make it look decorative like I have here, you'll be looking at over 10 of your item slots. 10 to 20 depending on how you want to decorate it. And yeah, that's simply how I put that fireplace together. So this next fireplace is designed to be in the center of a room. Again, I jazzed it up a bit and made it look decorative. So yeah, this one's for the center of a room. It is smaller than what I originally wanted to make it because I wanted to do a big central type fireplace, but I made it smaller because not every room is big in a house, so I went with a smaller type fireplace that would fit in a smaller room like this one here. But with this fireplace, because of the Elsweyr walls, you have the short walls and the bigger walls. You can customize it to your own needs and make it bigger if you want to. So for this fireplace, what I have used is the Elsweyr wall short masonry. But as I said before, you can use the wide ones to make it bigger. But yes, I've used about 4 of these short masonry walls. And I have also used 4 of these Elsweyr column stone supports. And for the top of the fireplace, I've used some more of the sarcophagus lids, as I found that they fit really well and made the fireplace look better just on the top here. Because I was stuck with what I would use for the top of the fireplace, and because of the previous fireplace I did using the sarcophagus lids, I found that these lids are not too thick to put on the top there, and that they fit really well for that purpose, as you can see. And I know up the top here there is a hole, but I left it like that because as this is a fireplace for the center of a room with the fire logs there, kind of have somewhere for the smoke to escape. So that's why I left it like that. And yeah, if you want to cover that with a bigger statue or something else, you can do that. So yeah, I've used 4 of the masonry walls. I should also mention I used some more of the plinths, the Elsweyr plinths, for where you put the fire logs. I used 2 of them because the plinth wasn't big enough to fully cover the size of this fireplace by itself, so I had to use 2 of them. So yeah, I put those upside down and the fire logs fit perfectly on it. And for around the fireplace here, I have used those Elsweyr wall short masonries, just the top part, because I like how the design goes like that. So yeah, I've used 4 of these. I have 1 there for that side. Same with there, this side, and of course this other side. But yeah, if you want to, you can put it upside down and have it like that. It's just how you want to set your fireplace, but I find the top part of it looks better there to enclose the fireplace. And yes, I've used 4 of the Elsweyr column stone supports. I know the stonework on these is more greyish compared to the pale kind of beige, yellowish, orange colour of the Elsweyr walls. But as you can see, it does match and kind of look good. And these these columns, I do like the design on them. And yeah, I've just used 4 of them as support pillars to put these sarcophagus lids on. 4 of these columns I have used just for each corner of this. And for the sarcophagus lids, I've used 4 of them as well for the top. As you can see, it wasn't quite long enough to fully go over, but I worked out I can have one here on that side, and then continuing on around I have that one, so they kind of like work off of each other, if you get what I mean. And yeah, it fits well. And as I said, I left that gap in the middle, and yeah, it gives an overall nice look to the fireplace. I'll just move these statues out the way. I just placed them on to make the fireplace look more decorative. So yeah, the top part kind of does overlap a bit. Otherwise, if you try to exactly match them up, as you know, it does that weird overlap thing like that, as you can see, which I hate that myself. You don't see it when you're not moving, but every time you move, you can see just here, if you watch, because they're exactly overlapped, it does that weird effect, which I just hate. So I had to move them so that effect doesn't happen, but to me it gives the fireplace a design, but you're not really looking at the top. And because I had those Khajiit statues on the top, you don't really notice it. And yeah, from the bottom here, it kind of gives a nice design to the fireplace. And yeah, that is simply how you put together this fireplace. I put these Khajiit statues on the top, as I said before, just to give it some more character, and yeah, makes the fireplace look nice. But as I said before, you can use any other statue to put on top of this. There is the statue from the achievement vendor in Elsweyr in Rimmen. But yeah, there's plenty of other statues or other things you can put on top of it, or just leave it bare. It's up to you. But yeah, that makes a nice looking fireplace there. So this next fireplace is also for the center of a room, and I've made it circular and round, which with the furniture items I've used for this one, I'm not sure about it because the design and stonework on them, to me, doesn't really match, but I'll show you this fireplace anyway. So for this fireplace, I have used the Elsweyr wall curved masonry. I've used about 4 of these. I've also used the Elsweyr dais temple, just using 3 of these ones. And I've used more of the Elsweyr column stone supports, which is all I've used, I think. Yeah, that looks like it. So, those curved masonry walls, as I said, I used 4 of them just for the bit around here. So, I do have the curved wall there. So yeah, using 4 of these, I got this one, continuing around to make the fireplace closed in and circular. And yes, 4 of the pillars, which I had to, as you can see, kind of move in a bit because these daises that I have used are kind of small compared to these walls, because when you complete using these walls all around, as you can see, it is kind of big, whereas the daises are not as big as the walls are when they're circular. So I had to move the columns in a bit, but it still looks okay. So yeah, using 4 of them just to hold up the daises here. So yeah, I used the dais for the bottom where you put your fire logs. For this one I just used the rough firewood and put a brazier underneath, because with how big this one is and with how big the firewood logs are there, it fit well. But because with how big this fireplace is, you can put in more fire logs and wood. It's up to you. So yeah, using the Elsweyr dais for the center bit where you put your fire logs. I wanted the decorative design, but you can also, I tried this upside down, but as you can see it is a grey stone colour and it kind of doesn't match with the lighter colour of the Elsweyr curved masonry wall. But the grey effect of the bottom of this dais does match with these columns. So if you want, you can totally get rid of these Elsweyr curved masonry walls that I have used, and maybe the Eleanor ones might fit with it, but I'm not sure, or use something else entirely. It's up to you. But yeah, I had it like that because I found the decorative design on this one made the fireplace look better, and you still have like the grey ring effect around this to match with the greyish of the pillars here. And for the top I've used 2 more of the Elsweyr daises. So yeah, for the top I had to put 2 on top of each other because, as you can see with the top one here, if I remove it, if I can grab it, it kind of looks a bit weird from the top view, but you can just have it like that if you want to and put like statues or something else on the top. I just put another dais on the top because it matches with the overall design, and you can still put statue or something else on top if you want to. And yeah, the top part here matches where you put the fire logs. So this fireplace takes up about 10 to 15 of your item slots depending on what items you use or what else you add to this fireplace. So yeah, that's the simple round fireplace that I put together there. And as I said before, I'm not sure about this one, but we all have our own tastes, so you may like this one. But it's still a nice looking fireplace, and if you play around with it yourself, you can make it work for you. So the last Elsweyr style fireplace I want to show you that I put together, I kind of just fell upon by chance as I was looking at the Elsweyr stone furnishings. So for this one, I have used more of the Elsweyr post masonry wall, using 2 of these as I wanted the two on the side here for the support columns. And then I've used the Elsweyr Shrine Ancient Stones, using two of these. And these ones, when I saw them and how round they were, I did try using these for a fireplace in the center of a room, which you could do, because like with the bottom one here, you can place it like that, and yeah, kind of copy this one if you want to, or make something totally different yourself. You can have a central round fireplace using the Elsweyr Shrine, but I put this one near a wall because this top part here I found fit perfect near a wall. So I used two of the shrines. So I have the one on the bottom. I put this one upside down because I just wanted somewhere to put the fire logs, and I do like the brickwork effect on the bottom there. And for the top, I've used another shrine for the chimney, leaving it as is because I know this is classed as a shrine, but I do like the design on it, and again it has that worn old look which gives the fireplace character. And because it is a shrine, you can, if you want, put like a candle or something else in the middle up there, which would fit well with this fireplace. And for the sides here, I used two of the Elsweyr posts, masonry, for the support columns. So I have the one on the side there, and then one on the side there, and as you can see, the top here, with how these columns are made, it does fit nicely with the shrine on the top there. But yeah, this shrine, it might, because the shrine is round, it does, as you can see, like here, it does stick out through the column a bit, but you can move these columns out to hide that if you want to. And yeah, you see it more on this side because I didn't properly center the shrine on the top there, but yeah, just move these columns out a bit more and you'll kind of hide how curved the shrine is there. But yeah, I do like this fireplace because it is simple and it only uses about 4 furniture slots. Well, 5 including the fire logs, or more depending on what else you add to this fireplace. So yeah, it doesn't take up much of your furniture slots. And it is a nice, simple looking fireplace, just based on the design that it gives. So that's the 4 fireplaces I have to show you for this part 2 of the Elsweyr fireplaces. Out of all of these 8 that I put together, it's hard to choose. I really love this one that I did, and I might use this one in a future house, or maybe even in this Lunar Champion house when I decorate it. But yeah, I do love all of these designs, as you saw these other 4 in the previous video that I did. But yeah, that's the 4 fireplaces for this video. So if you have any questions or comments, do put those below, and I will see you around. Thanks for watching.